everybody, as you know, the C10 made it back from Clayton Cars Indy without an issue, and surprisingly enough, it did that, averaging 14 miles a gallon the whole trip, so we were definitely excited about that. Figured since it did so good, we'll give it a little upgrade. We've done exhaust on it before, but we're going to do it again. So do a little nicer this time, and it will be quite a bit louder, I'm sure. So basically, with that said, we're just going to jump right into it and show you what we got. So it is getting a NASCAR Boom tube, and it'll be all V-band from the headers. It'll be V-banded there, and then it'll be V-banded at the collectors of the Boom tube. So, like I said, it's going to be loud. This is not going to cut any weight off. If you've ever been around these things, they are heavy. But it'll look cool. It'll kind of complete the race truck vibe. And then I actually got a front spoiler lip here we might try and throw on there just for the heck of it. And then I also do eventually have an idea about the bed, and we might do like a tonneau cover of some sort, like a race truck style Zeused on aluminum tonneau cover. I think it'd be pretty cool. So we're gonna get going on this. We're gonna back it up, get it in the middle here, and basically we're gonna yank the old exhaust off of it. Might do a little open header clip, and then we're gonna get to fabbing up the new exhaust. And just like that, we're jacked up. So we'll roll under here. There's the old exhaust, some of you might remember. I don't know if we did that on camera or not, but yeah, there it is. So nothing special, just headers that are clamped right to it. Put some basically just dual chamber cheapies, and then just ran out there. So we yank them off, shouldn't take long, and then we'll get to fabbing the new stuff. And just like that, there's the exhaust. So nothing real special here, just 2.5 inch to those, 3 inch out. That's going to change because the collectors are 3.5 inch. I got 3 inch, and then I got adapters up to that. So it'll go 3 inch from the headers to this, adapt up, and then it'll go out. So is that way too much for the engine that's in here? Definitely. It'll be fine. So we're gonna run it and see how it sounds. So we're gonna get this down there. Might do a quick open header start just to let you see how that sounds, which probably won't be a lot different than this. And then we'll just get to it. So let's see what we got here. Apologize to my wife in advance that's sitting inside, but this is gonna be loud. Yeah, very loud, especially in the garage. So let's get to it. All right, so kind of got to have mocked up how it's gonna sit. One here, kind of show you what we got going on. So that's how it's gonna be. I still need to figure out how I'm going to mount that from keeping it from rocking. Basically, it's got 2.5 inch collectors on the headers, so this is not ideal. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of get them where I want them, mark them, and then I'll take this off and I'll cut them back just a little ways. I'm gonna slide this back on, go ahead and weld it up, and then I'll be able to connect from there to there, which is not very far. Basically, I don't know, maybe 18 inches or so. And same on the other side, and I got a couple bends, so hopefully that'll be enough to do that. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll put a V-band here and a V-band here. And basically, the reason we're gonna do that is if this is just way too loud and we want to go on a trip, I can make another section to go from here to here. I can put a little muffler in there, a glass pack, something to keep it, you know, down a little bit. But I'm thinking that highway should be all right. It's exiting the vehicle pretty decent, so hopefully it'll be all right. But it will be loud, so got it mocked up kind of how we need it, and maybe we'll just kind of make our own little mounts where we need them if it comes down to it, and can do that later. But that's kind of what we're thinking right now. So got that mocked up. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. And then once we get that done, we can adjust the level of this if we need to, and you know, kind of get it dialed in. So that'll be good for now. And I'm gonna go make some supper, and then we'll get back to it. And we're back. So I think what I'm gonna do first off is I'm going to take these adapters and my 3.5 V-band, and I'll tack this all together just temporarily, and then I'll tack the V-band onto the boom tube on both sides, and then that'll kind of let me know what bends I need and what I need to do for the pipe. And then we will figure out a mounting solution. That way, when we weld all this together and we mount it back up, it is true to what it was. So we'll get going tacking this stuff together, and then we will probably mark those, cut those off real quick, and then yeah. Word of advice, if you're ever gonna fab up anything like this, make sure your V-band is tight with both sides in there. That way when you weld, nothing warps and your seal isn't compromised. So I'll weld those on here on both sides. We'll just tack them and we'll get going. The V-band will actually be pretty perfect because it'll sit right up in this little notch right there. to go forward. So I'll be good with that. I'm going to go ahead and tack these on there. I'll probably do that off camera. And then we'll try and do what we can to line that up and hope that I have the right bends that I need. And then we'll try and get this mounted up here and see if we can finish it up. Alright guys, so it is mounted. I got one strap there, one there, and one back there, and then obviously the front will be held up by the other exhaust, and I might put a clamp somewhere in the middle if it's too heavy or swings around, but it's a little droopy because the clamps aren't tight. But basically, now that I know where those are at, I will make the other pipes, and then I'll pull everything down, finish weld everything. I'll have to weld the V-bands from up there on the headers. Probably have to do that on the truck because I don't really want to take the headers off. But that is going to be it for tonight. I'm running out of light, as you can see, and really don't have any good light underneath the truck where I'm working. So eventually we'll have shop and a lift and all that good stuff. But for now, that's going to do it. Tomorrow night when I get off work, come back out here, finish it up, because we're hoping to take it Friday to down to the lake for hot summer nights. So hopefully I can get this finished up tomorrow, but until then, I'll see you in a bit. So I've got one piece welded up here. I'll be transparent with you, show you my welds. They're not perfect, but good enough for me. So there they are. They seem to look worse on camera than they do in person, but they're fine. So I'll throw that one in, and then we'll start making the other one, and we'll be just about done. Inside the truck, not really that loud. With the windows up, cruising, it's actually pretty tame, but yeah, outside, it's loud. Very loud. So yeah, pretty loud. It was very loud going up the strip down at the lake the other night, but everybody seemed to like it, so I'll show you the finished product here. So that kind of goes up there. It actually turned out really good. And then this V-band actually sits perfect up in this little cross member, so it's tucked up real nice. And yeah, kept the same points back here as we had, and just went forward with it. So on the other side, that straight pipe going up, and then basically welded up the V-band on the headers, so it turned out pretty good. But and with the V-bands in the future, we can put mufflers in there if we want, if we're really going on a long trip, or if we need to be somewhere that's quiet. But it'll probably stay like this, honestly. It sounds really good, and it's quiet inside, so that's what matters. But yeah, it's about to rain here pretty good for the next week, it feels like. So that's gonna do it for this one. Appreciate you sticking around, and we'll be bringing more to you very soon. So thanks for always subscribing, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. Please continue doing that. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Really helps, and we got a lot more coming. So we got lines for the Chevelle, so we'll get the training lines on that. But we got a couple other things going for the Chevelle, hopefully, and the C10. So I actually just met a neighbor of ours that, since we just moved here, came and introduced himself. He's got a couple old Fords, and his son's got several old Chevys, so we might take a trip up there and see what they got. He mentioned possibly wanting some help on an old grain truck, so that'd be cool. But for now, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.